Herb Williams, 14 inches. Flaccid, I saw it.
Did you really?
Yeah. Pretty impressive.
Can we break down NBA penises or Super
I
Bowl
can.
NFL penises?
Kevin Garnett, long and skinny penis.
I gotta get out of here.
I'm recording.
Oh, you're really recording?
I heard Charles Haley's is monstrous.
Just so you know.
Who was the legendary guy? With the what's the
There's
legendary
insanity
NBA guy?
in the control room tonight.
Oh,
Michael Jordan? Nice size penis.
Matumbo?
No, there was somebody who was legendary in the line. Not Milton Berle. That's old school.
Right. Ken the Animal Bannister?
Ken the Animal Bannister.
All right. I'm muting everybody now.
All right.
Atlanta, the capital of the South, the birthplace of the Civil Rights Movement, the home of countless sports championship events over the years. From the World Series to the Olympics. And now, Mercedes-Benz Stadium, the heart of Atlanta. This is the community where Martin Luther King Jr. lived.
We're not just another southern city. We play host to heroes.
Huge news.
What?
Harry Mays is going to be on Radio Row with
that's
Tony
right.
Bruno.
You think this is just some slapdick podcast?
Yo, Tony, my man, what are you doing? Man, you ain't got time to be monkeying around with this.
Stuart, will you stop blowing my buzz here?
No, this is what happens when your brain is working way faster than your mouth can keep up with you.
Yes. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was on the money.
Now, here he is, the godfather of sports radio. Here's Tony Bruno.
Yo. Everybody together now. Yo. Welcome to Atlanta, where the players play, and Harry Mays goes to bed early every day on Radio Row. It's the big Friday extravaganza. We've made it. The last day on Radio Row. And it's an absolute mob scene here. I saw a couple mob guys over there. A couple made guys from New York.
Some made guys, yeah.
And speaking of made guys from New York.
Yeah.
A man.
Oh, you broke your cherry.
Hey, how you? The great, ladies and gentlemen, man he's always tan. And he lives in New York during a polar vortex. But he's not orange, because orange man is bad. Sid Rosenberg is golden, deep, dark, Saint-Tropez.
Oh, come on.
He's got it all, man. He's on WABC with some other guy. What's his name?
Bernie
You
McGurk.
know the great Bernie McGurk?
I know Bernie. He didn't know me, though.
He didn't know you. That's
Bernie
right.
McGurk had no idea who I was.
I know. That's disappointing.
And how
But
long
now
has
he does.
He's been in radio like 20-something years.
Yeah, but not sports. See, guys that don't do sports, he's been doing political stuff, IMIS stuff. But I will
hate
tell
that
you,
stuff.
I know, me too.
No, I'm kidding.
But no, I do too. But I do it every day. But you were on with me earlier, so I'm on with you now. You're going to be at my sports show on Sunday in New York City.
What time on WABC? 7?
Well, I'm on 6 to 10 a.m. weekdays.
Right.
The sports show is 9 to 11 Sunday mornings.
And
You're
what's
going to be on at
770.
770 ABC.
77 ABC. Is Dan Ingram still there?
He's not. That's a great memory.
That's
Let
great.
me tell you, hey, Tony, by the way, you'll be on at 10:20 on Sunday with me, and you were brilliant, really funny. But
I was just trying to be serious and break down the game.
Oh, yeah, no, please.
Do you guys break down film?
Well, yeah. Jaworski did that yesterday. I'm like, that's it, we're done. But some of the names, you'll appreciate this, that did work at my station. You mentioned Dan Ingram. How about Bob Grant?
How about Bob
Don
Grant?
Imus.
Harry
Rush
Harrison.
Limbaugh.
Harry
Harrison. Sean Hannity. I mean, and now Sid Rose.
How about Cousin
Which doesn't
Brucey?
belong and why?
Cousin Brucey was there, too, back in
he
the
was.
day.
Yeah.
Cousin, Harry remembers those
Sure
guys.
I
eh?
do. Yeah, that's legendary.
Wait, Sean
man.
Hannity's on WABC? I'm just
He
kidding.
was. He left 3 years ago, went to WOR. Him and Limbaugh went together.
Oh.
So now we have Curtis Sliwa doing middays, the great Guardian Angel.
I remember when he now he can't say, back in the day when the Guardian Angels were big in New York, and his big thing was, they should be sucking concrete.
Yeah.
Could you imagine saying that now about some punk on the street that you apprehend doing something wrong, does he still make them suck concrete?
He still says it.
Oh,
he's
that's
still
a good job.
he's still good. And then we had Michael Savage for a while. We got rid of him, and now we got this young fast-talking Jew, this Ben Shapiro. I can say that because I'm Jewish.
He wears a yarmulke.
He wears a yarmulke.
On Friday. Now, where's your yarmulke? Because it's Shabbat.
Listen,
it's Shabbat.
No, it's not Shabbat till tonight.
Oh, okay.
But close enough, Bruno. It's pretty good.
How about the Shabbat pregame show?
That's what you should call this from now on.
We'll bring you right until sunset tonight right here.
Let me ask you this. I've been to midnight mass on Christmas Eve. Have you been to shul ever on Shabbos?
Absolutely. I've been to shul many times.
Not on Shabbos. Maybe a bar mitzvah, maybe a wedding. You never went. Like I went Christmas Eve to midnight mass, and I'm like, you know what? For tonight, I'm okay with Jesus. He was my guy.
Jesus is just all right with me, too. It's the
Doobie Brothers. That's right. Yeah.
No, I don't go to midnight mass anymore. Who the hell can stay up that late?
No, it was a long time ago for me, too. Yeah, it was a long time ago.
I couldn't stay up to watch the Sixers last night.
Exactly. How about, by the way, the Sixers, I learned on Twitter this morning that the Sixers won the NBA championship on Thursday night, January 30th. Because they beat the Golden State Warriors, and all the process people who ripped me about Sam Hinkie, or Scam Hinkie as he's been called, now all of a sudden are coming at me again because they beat the Warriors.
Well, it's a big
win. You
win.
think I'm rooting against the Sixers?
Well,
what did they win other than a regular? And believe me, that's a tough road win.
It's a good win.
Yes, it's a good win.
On the road in their building, but who was sat out last night for the
Klay Thompson was a late scratch.
Did Steph play?
Yeah,
Steph played.
And Durant played, too.
Yeah.
Durant
Now, by the
played?
way, the Sixers are not the story today. I know we're on in Philly.
It's the Knicks.
The Knicks. My team is the story. I got to tell you, I was on Radio Row yesterday about 3 o'clock. I just seen you. And I'm doing a show in, oh, my God, I'm doing your show.
Harry Mays'
Atlantic
show?
City.
I'm doing Atlantic City, Harry Mays' show. And the news comes down, Porzingis gets traded.
Right.
These guys ask me like I'm, epping Jim Dolan or something, or Scott Perry. What do I know?
Right.
I mean, I literally did a show in Miami an hour before and go, Knicks are doing it right. They're waiting for Porzingis to get healthy. They're going to bring in Durant next year. 35 minutes later, he's on the Dallas Mavericks. You can't make it up.
They blew up the whole team. And this, we were talking about
By
this
the way, it's a
earlier
great
on.
trade.
For the Knicks?
I think so.
Why?
I'm sorry. I hate to disagree, but you guys have a stable of guards over there, and you acquired Dennis Smith Jr.
True. But the other guards stink. So
Moutier's okay, and
he stinks. Nicolina, whatever, he stinks.
Well, he stinks.
Give me Dennis Smith. Give me 2 future first-rounders.
Yeah, that's
Now
that's
give me
key.
$71 million to spend on free agents. And I got news for you. I'm a diehard Knicks fan. I enjoyed Nowitzki, almost called him, Porzingis a couple years ago. Guy hasn't played in a year and a half. It's not like this guy's Jordan. He's put together 11 great seasons. The idea that he's the next great one is way overblown. So I get a pretty good point guard, a lot of money. I get rid of terrible contracts. Hardaway, terrible contract. Courtney Lee, $13 million. I don't see it as a bad deal. I don't see it.
No, but you know why it looks like a bad deal? Because this is
Because
New York.
Dolan did it.
I know, because this
got his stink on it, right?
It just proves what my theory is about the NBA, but it also disproves it. Because the NBA needs New York, it needs Boston, it needs Chicago, it needs the Lakers, it needs, a team at Miami to be good, to be relevant, and yet New York is having the hardest time. They get a guy who you think is going to be the franchise, and look at Philly. They get number 1 picks every year, and then they get rid of them when their contracts. I'm not saying Porzingis is the next best thing. I'm saying at least he was the face of a franchise that everybody thought you were going to build around.
For 1 year. Tony, that statement, which I've used before too, is not true. The Knicks have been bad for the better part. 154-win season with Carmelo 4 years ago. For the better part of 15 years, they've been bad. Philly has been mostly bad. The Lakers have been mostly bad. The 2 best teams in the NBA playing Cleveland and Oakland. And the NBA has never been healthier financially. So this idea that I always say to Los Angeles, New York, Philly, not true. It's the players. It's not the cities. It's wherever LeBron goes, wherever Durant goes, the players and the personalities is what makes the NBA, not the cities. It's been proven.
But isn't
Oakland and Cleveland.
No, you're a fan. You're
San
a fan.
Antonio.
Toronto.
San Antonio.
Yes.
But that's when bad teams got franchise guys and it didn't matter. They won.
Right.
But now the NBA is all about 4 teams. If a player is good, look at Anthony Davis. I mean, if you're a fan in New Orleans, you know you never got a chance of winning an NBA championship. If you're a Minnesota Timberwolves fan, you know you're never going to win.
Teams like
Memphis.
that. Yeah.
They got no shot of ever winning, and you can't say that in any other sport.
But it's not more than – oh, sure you can.
What other sport?
The Bengals ever going to win a Super Bowl?
Well, now that they got rid of Marvin Lewis.
Well, we won't believe that until game 1. We will not believe that until game 1.
Are you a Bengals fan?
No, absolutely not.
No,
I'm not a Bengals fan, but I'm an admirer of a man who cannot be getting rid of like Marvin Lewis. He tried to leave, and they said, come on back, Marvin.
Listen, That's America today. You got to be careful. I know that a lot of people got very upset on Black Monday. They only gave Marvin Lewis 16 years. It's not enough.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff Fisher, it's not about race. And Marvin
Right.
Lewis, anybody, because everybody said the same thing about Jeff Fisher, and he was in a Super Bowl.
Right.
Marvin Lewis didn't win a playoff game.
Nothing. He did nothing. But it's more than 4 teams. I mean, you got Golden State.
Yeah.
You've
Houston.
got Houston.
Yeah.
The Lakers with LeBron, before he got hurt Christmas Day, they were a really good team. And they're one free agent acquisition away
Yeah, and that's what
from
I'm
being
saying.
a real threat.
Toronto's good.
Denver's a good
Denver's
team,
having
too.
a great year.
Jokic's a good
in
player.
the East, you got Toronto, Boston, Philly. No one talks about Indiana.
Milwaukee.
They got
What
32
about
wins.
Milwaukee?
The Bucks.
Well, Oladipo just went down,
Yeah,
so you can pretty
Oladipo's
much
done
take
for
that
the
down.
year.
True.
They're done.
But the Bucks are a terrific team. And the Brooklyn Nets are a surprise. But there's probably 9
How many
or
of
10
those teams legitimately have a shot to win the NBA
One.
title this year?
Golden
Yeah,
State.
so that's my point. Golden State and now the Lakers can't win the NBA title because they'd have to fight it out with now that LeBron's over there.
Right.
So those two teams would normally be in the finals. Cleveland against the Lakers, regardless. Now you take Cleveland's out of it. Cleveland going back to being irrelevant.
Yeah, they're tanking.
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is the only thing that matters now in Cleveland.
That's it.
Well,
Right.
and Baker Mayfield.
And,
they're pretty good.
Well,
Very
you're
good
right.
call, Harry.
Baker
No, you're
Mayfield.
right about
Yeah,
that.
he's
But they
great.
finally look like they have the
Yeah.
guy after all the men. Nobody's had more misses at first-round picks than the Cleveland Browns.
No.
Is there anybody in the history
Started
of the
with Tim
NFL?
Couch. That was the
Yeah.
first guy,
Oh, man.
20-something years
No.
when they went back to Cleveland.
That was the McNabb draft.
Yes.
Tim
yes.
Couch was number 1
Yes.
overall.
That's
What
great.
a joke.
Speaking of drafts, 2002, you saw the last player who was in that draft class retired today here.
Who was
Not
that?
on Radio Row.
Oh.
Julius Peppers.
Julius Peppers.
retired.
He outlasted them all.
Yeah.
Wow.
He announced today, right here. That's the only news that's happened this week.
He could play for the Knicks. He was a damn good basketball
Yeah,
player.
he is.
He was a damn good
At North
basketball
Carolina,
player.
absolutely he was.
Yeah,
So
he was.
Julius Pepper retires. He's a Hall of Fame lock. There's no
Yes.
doubt about that,
Oh,
right?
but Mike Francesa just retired again, too.
Yes, he did.
I thought he's been retired for 10 years.
Now, somebody posted, well, there's this Funhouse. Do you follow Funhouse back
Of course.
after this?
Mike and I are in a really legitimate war.
Radio Wars?
Radio war.
Wow.
Personal. So anybody that tweets anything nasty about Mike gives me a
A boner?
I'm gonna say, but like a 3 Viagra erection.
Yeah.
3 Viagra. Three. The one where I don't give a rat's ass if I got a headache for a week.
See,
and
now-
my legs
That's
are killing me.
impressive.
If this was Philadelphia, there'd be daily columns written in blogs about Radio
On
Wars.
Crossing Broad.
Sid
Yeah.
Rosenberg and Mike Francesa.
Well, we did it in New York. It was in the New York Post and Daily
Yeah,
News.
there
and-
they have like newspapers doing it in Philly.
Marchand.
Yeah, Andrew Marchand.
Andrew Marchand. Or
Is he,
Marchand.
now, are you in that column all the time as a
all the
Radio
time.
Wars?
All the time. I used to be in Bob Raceman's
Yeah,
column,
Raceman used to
Phil
rep me
Mushnick.
too.
Mushnick,
Yep.
yeah.
Mushnick liked me. Raceman hated me.
They both didn't like me, but now Marchand does like me, and I'm in that column quite a bit.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I think you guys should have a boxing match or something. Madison
Me and
Square-
Mike?
Well, you're where you
I'll
work. You
kill
work
him.
right there in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, but
the
he's
Felt
down.
Forum.
He's down by. They're off Barrack Street now and Houston Street.
Yes.
So they're like lower Manhattan. The
like
fan.
Tribeca or something
Yeah,
down there,
yeah.
aren't they? Yeah.
They moved from Astoria, Queens.
He's more of like a bocce ball match kind of
Yes,
guy.
There you go.
That
That's
would
even
be
better.
more his
Or-
style
or eating.
energy level.
Who could have more chicken palm heroes?
Now, do you walk by Mike and like flip
give him the
book?
finger. I do that, yeah.
I do that too.
Yeah.
But yesterday,
He actually told his producer, that's how petty he is. He's like, don't you talk to Sid. The producer, Brian Monzo. So I walk over to Monzo. I want to take a picture. He was like, it was like I was ISIS. He's like moving away. I'm like, let me guess. Fat Mike told you don't talk to me, right? And he goes, yeah.
No, you know you can't call him Fat Mike. Fat Joe was the only guy you can call fat. Weren't there other? Fat Joe was big.
Fat Joe
Obvi-
was big.
Any other?
Fat Boy Slim.
Fat,
Yeah,
Fat Boy
Fat
Slim,
Boy
very
Fat
good.
Boy
Thank
Slim.
you. Very good.
Fats Domino.
Fats,
Right.
Fat Tony from The Simpsons.
very good.
Come on, man.
Fat Farm with a PH.
Yes.
That's Diddy's clothing line, I thought it was.
Yes,
right?
it
Something
is.
like that. There you go.
They still have it. I believe they're selling it down in the NFL shop in the closeout section. $5.99. Anything out the door. No tax. No tags.
Yep.
No bags.
Just take it.
Just get that crap the hell out of
See,
here, man.
fat shaming is still in
Yes,
on
it
this
is.
show.
Well, if it's Mike
no.
Francesa, absolutely.
Right. No, we do it, and I got to tell you, I get an incredible amount of hate mail. I get people sending me private messages on Facebook. One guy in Utah, this guy must be so effing fat. I can't imagine.
A guy in Utah's mad that you're ripping Mike Francesa?
No, that I call people fat.
Oh, okay.
He's very fat. This guy takes it personal. And I said to him, I said, listen, don't take it personal. I make fun of everybody. People make fun of me. There's nothing. I'm sure you're a sweetheart of a guy. Then he got a little nasty with me. I said, listen, you fat bastard. show some discipline. Have a freaking salad once in a while. Get on a treadmill and stop effing messaging me. I'm done with you, fatso.
How about
That's
the
pretty
fat
much
boys?
what DDP said to Tony the other day.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I love Dallas. Oh, I love Paige. Love him.
He's going to get Tony in shape.
Yeah.
How about the fat boys, right?
Fat Boys is good.
Fat boys.
Wait, Diamond Dallas said you're in bad shape?
Yeah, he looked at me. I'm like, dude, I'm a little overweight.
Yeah, he looked at you. It was obvious.
You're not in
No,
bad shape.
he said,
Dude,
he goes, you look great except for the stomach. The stomach's got
Yeah,
to
I
go.
got a
Yeah.
little bit of a stomach.
Yeah.
It's not like if you walked around Radio Row.
Yeah, you don't look that
Hello?
bad. You look pretty good.
Hello.
Yeah.
I'm like Adonis compared to most
Well,
of
he
these
was in
people.
my studio in New York about 2 weeks ago, and I'm like, why are you going to tell me what to do? I'm in better shape than you. And he said, I was joking around. Now he's in great shape. He's 62 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, how do you stay in shape? I said, well, to be completely honest, I buy a lot of steroids. I'm 52 years old, and I think it helps me. I'm being serious.
Yeah.
Jose Canseco once said, if you don't do too much of it, it's not bad for you.
Right.
And I got to tell you, and I buy anabolics, I buy testosterone. Sexually, I'm better than ever
Have
been.
you run into
I'm bigger.
Frank Thomas in a gym with 3 middle-aged hot chicks?
Hot MILFs.
At
The
2
big
in the morning.
hurt.
No, but like, okay, so you do a little bit.
I do a
How's
little bit.
your heart, though?
I do
Like,
2
isn't that
cc's.
the,
I have no idea. I did cocaine for
Dude,
30
his
years.
heart's been through so much. Are you
What
kidding
about
me?
my heart? I mean, I had myself dead and buried 8 years ago in a hotel in Cleveland after my second 8-ball in one night. I'm like, guess what? If that didn't kill me, steroids ain't never going to kill me.
The great Sid Rosenberg, a man who's a straight shooter. That's why we love him.
Yeah. So
You
I've
did
been
2
fired
in one
15
night?
times. Oh, more than that.
Really?
Oh, God, I was terrible.
Dude.
I've been to rehab twice. I mispaid my rehab last time.
I must pay for your rehab?
Yeah, I missed an FAN. And then I got back, and I was guarded, right? Because I went to meetings, and I don't want to do the same thing. I'm on the air about 3 weeks ago. He goes, I like that when you smoke crack better. Do you know that right after that, I relapsed? Because I felt like I was disappointing Imus. So I relapsed.
Really?
I
This is
swear
a
to
true
God.
story, huh?
True story, and I almost died. And I told him 15 years later, I said, I was so intent on pleasing you. I had a wife I love, my daughter, that I actually said something stupid about Minogue, cost me my job to please you. I said, do you feel bad? And he said, no, you were funnier. It was better.
Wow.
Is that unbelievable?
Yeah, it is.
That's
unbelievable.
Imus.
Man.
I know. He's on the farm now, though. He's completely out
He's
of
done.
it.
He retired. We took his job.
He's in New
He only
Mexico,
took his
right?
job. No, he sold his New Mexico farm. What do you call it? Ranch.
It's a
now
ranch.
he's in Texas.
Oh, he's in Texas.
He's outside of Houston.
Okay.
Taxes are much better there than
Well, we have
Damn
tons
right.
of people tuning in on all your social media pages, and Bob Brew is saying, I'm dialed in. I know I'll be smarter after today's
There's
show.
no doubt about it. I mean, we're here for one reason. Not to eat and drink and get drunk and get a good tan like Sid Rosenberg.
Right.
That's amazing. But I said, he used to live in Miami, right?
Right.
I
For
live
how
in
many
Boca
years?
Raton.
For how long?
16 years.
16 years. And so every time I saw him when I would be in Miami or at a function, he'd always be tan. I'm like, Sid, there's a polar vortex. You walk in here and you got the best tan. And I said, so did you just come from Miami? And you said, no. Where did you come
I
from?
said the weather this time of year on 73rd and Amsterdam in New York City is perfect. I walk into Beach Bum Tanning for $40. Look at this beautiful tan. The weather's perfect. Perfect.
Do you do the bed or do you do the
I
stand-up
do the bed.
thing?
I am tanorexic. Among my compulsive disorders, which have included drugs, alcohol, gambling, women, now I tan, and I do steroids.
Did you ever meet the tanning woman that was...
She's been on my show.
Yeah.
Tan mom.
Yeah.
So did she affect you when you saw that deep, dark, charred complexion of hers?
Yeah. I think she looks great. People are like, I want to look like that.
What about that Magda character from Something About Mary? Wasn't she like...
Yeah.
that character
Oh, she was
all
also the
super
same
dark.
thing.
Yeah,
She was the
right.
same thing.
No,
yeah.
but the other woman was legit.
The
That
other
was a
one,
movie.
yeah. No,
the
she
tan
is-
woman. Remember
yeah.
the tan woman
Yeah.
from New
Yeah,
Jersey?
yeah.
The Tan Mom or
The
something.
tan
yeah.
mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is she on Teen Moms? Is she on Real Housewives? I know you like those shows.
You know, it's funny you say that. So Tony's doing the show here right next to Sirius XM. So they've got like Baba Booey from the Howard Stern show, and they got
Baba Booey.
actors and actresses, all that stuff. Besides the athletes. So I walk by and I see Nene Leakes, Real Housewives of Atlanta. So I talked to my guest booker. I said, we go to Atlanta. I don't want Tom Glavine. I don't want,
John
Dan
Smoltz.
Reeves. I don't want Smoltz. I want Portia. She was married to Cordell Stewart. She's one of the stars of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I want Nene Leakes. That's what I want. And I couldn't get her. And she's standing 30 feet away. And I'm standing with the dregs, these autograph seekers. These are the lowest form of humanity.
Yes, they
and
are.
I'm a superstar. And I'm standing there like, please, Nene.
Did she come on?
She did nothing, the bitch.
Then why the hell you watch that stupid show then?
I'm not gonna anymore. That's
These
it. I'm
people,
done.
they don't care about
They
you,
don't
Sid.
care. They don't care.
They don't care
No,
about you.
I know.
They don't care about Harry Mays for sure.
No.
And they certainly don't care about Luigi, Miss Robin, or me.
You
Why
sure about
would I
that?
care about
I think
that?
Luigi, maybe.
Maybe.
He's got nice hair.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, he
He's a
does.
handsome kid, by the way.
Thank
Yes,
you.
he is.
Appreciate it.
He's 37 years old.
I do steroids.
Too young for me. You don't?
No, but I thought about it.
I go hang out with Frank Thomas in the gym at 2 a.m., hoping that a couple of middle-aged broads come in and say,
Absolutely.
Tony Bruno, you're the big hurt, too. I saw you in the remake.
Do you really hang out with him? Is that
No,
true?
no.
Oh.
Yesterday, Harry, though, with the brother Marcus was the best.
Oh, Mr. Marcus.
Mr. Marcus, that was the
Marcus.
best.
I dropped the Mr.
I'm
Marcus
telling
first.
you, that commercial is creepy.
Yeah, it's
Have you
all
seen
what
that
we're
Frank
talking
Thomas
about.
thing?
No, oh, no. I
It's
haven't
all
seen it.
cuckold men.
It's on
It's
like
a
24
cuckolded
hours.
man.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's
No,
three broads in a gym.
I don't think it's on the Bravo channel.
It's everywhere. Yeah, it's got to be on the
everywhere.
Bravo channel. You kidding me?
Okay.
It's everywhere. You can't avoid. It was on in here in the media room.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Frank Thomas. He's in a gym, and there's three middle-aged kumads, I like to
Kumads,
call
right.
them.
They're attractive.
Yeah, they're attractive middle-aged kumads.
But they got their and they got their husbands with them. They're
And
schlepping
no,
them
there's
around.
only one
guy.
husband.
One
One
husband.
guy's got his husband. The three women, the guy doesn't know it's Frank Thomas. The three women all of a sudden know it's Frank Thomas.
And they're ogling him. I
Yeah,
mean, they're
they're like-
undressing him with their eyes.
Yes.
You look like you could still play.
What is it for? What is
Eugenics,
it
the
for?
eugenics
Oh,
stuff.
eugenics.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess, a
And then
testosterone
And then
supplement.
they go
right?
up to him and they
take
feel his arm and they're like,
Yeah.
ooh, you're real hard.
You look like
I mean,
you
it's
can
creepy.
still play.
Yeah.
Do that again. That was very good. That was very good. No, so, okay, so
Have you ever seen the Right Brand Bacon?
maybe I don't remember.
Right Brand Bacon used to be an advertiser
It's
on
still
the
around
Tony
in
Brand.
stores. It's
Still
like
around.
$9 a pound.
And
though.
it's like
expensive.
amazing bacon. And their slogan was, it was so
Bigger, better bacon.
so big, so
thick.
meaty.
No,
or
so big,
so
so
thick, so meaty. I mean, it writes itself, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So Robin would do the tagline.
Instead of Tony reading that, I'm like, I should be
You
the
have
one
to
doing
read
it,
that,
right?
yes.
So yeah, and then it became a thing. So first I started it with like so big,
Oh, my God.
so meaty, So and Right Brand Bacon. And it became a thing that whenever we had a woman in studio, we would do two chicks at the same time.
Reading the Right Brand
Brand
Bacon.
I know.
Brilliant.
I
That
know.
is- and by the way, you're great at that.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, my God.
It was another career of mine.
She used to have a 900. I met her calling one of those 900 numbers at night.
She's got the
I
voice
met her.
now.
She was on. I called a 900 number
Yeah.
on my screen, and she
Oh,
answered
sure.
the phone, and the rest is history.
No, the only
I
commercial I
cannot
know
fit
is
one more thing
what's his name came over to
inside
see
of
me
me.
yesterday? Travis Kelce.
Right.
From the Chiefs.
Yep.
Maybe the best talent in football. He's up
He's
there.
no Zach Ertz.
Third.
You think Zach Ertz is better?
No. Yeah, I know.
No.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
He's not.
Well,
He's
give me your
good.
two. Give me your two. I'm curious, Luigi.
If I
I always like a
no.
major
I
decision.
always
Yeah,
had
let's
no.
go.
I always had Kelsey up. I always had Kelsey up there as 1 and 1A
Okay.
with Ertz. But I think Kittle's probably slid into that 2 spot.
Okay, he's a good player.
I think
Played
Kittle's
one
slid
year.
at
He
number
played
2.
like 1 year.
Yeah, but that 1 year was it's just
Pretty
an
good.
He's the only
emergency
player on the
superstar.
49ers. He's the only guy there.
Yeah.
Wait a second. I used the same argument for Porzingis.
Yes.
And you argued with me. 1 year,
No,
the only player on the face of the team.
Listen, he
now
was-
you're killing Kittles.
No, I'm not killing Kittles. I think he's going to be great.
But
I
he's
don't
not
put guys
top
in the
3.
Hall of Fame.
Nobody's put him in the Hall of Fame, but as of right now on the field,
But he
player
can't-
for player,
He's a beast, yeah.
Ahead of Kelsey, though. No.
No.
I put him
no.
three.
I put him. I have it. Ertz, Kelsey,
Okay.
Kittle. That's where I would go.
Okay.
That's where I would
well,
go.
his dancing on the McDonald's commercial so I had him over here. I made him do the dance, and he did it perfectly.
He's doing a Skittles commercial, too, because I know he probably ate
No,
Skittles.
he's talking about Kelsey.
No,
Oh,
Kelsey.
no, I thought you were talking about Kittles.
No,
I'm
I
sorry.
saw Kittle's commercial. I know, yeah. Skittle. Very
Kittle-
good.
Kelsey used to be have his TV show. There was a TV show.
He was
where-
on The Bachelor.
Was that what it
He
was?
was on the
Bachelor.
yes. He was on The
So he's
Bachelor.
Was that
back-
actually The Bachelor?
Yeah, he was on The Bachelor.
Did he bang all those chicks then?
Probably.
Yeah.
You have to
I
if
would
you're on
hope
that
so.
show.
He's not a great-looking guy, though.
He's all right.
He's
No,
got
no,
a
he-
beard,
he's
doesn't he?
got that Northeast 2-clip skin fade kind of thing going
Yeah,
on.
I know.
He looks like he just walked out of a high school gym
Right.
room.
Well,
No,
he's from Cleveland.
Yeah.
And he plays in Kansas City.
Right.
Not exactly a cosmopolitan guy.
His
No.
brother plays for the Eagles.
Yeah,
Yes.
his brother
Yeah.
Jason.
Yes.
And they're polar opposites.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Jason's like a get down the dirt, country, redneck.
He told me the two of them, when they were kids in Cleveland, would beat up other kids in school.
Oh,
together.
why not?
That's got to be a vicious duo. Those two
That's
guys.
called bullying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's
exactly what it's
bullying.
called.
Yeah, that's him.
And it's funny because Sid just mentioned about the fact that the top 3 tight ends, and the one name that we didn't mention who's playing in Super Bowl 53 is Rob Gronkowski,
Yeah, but he's
who
no
before
longer.
this year, there wouldn't have been hesitation from
yeah.
any of us.
Right.
Said, it's Gronk.
Well, he's a Hall of Famer. He's going to retire anyway
shot.
Sunday.
He's
It's
a battered-
over.
he's
I
a
mean, but
battered
how banged
performer.
up is this guy? I mean,
He
seriously.
is. Harry and I had this one comment when we talk about whether it's a celebrity, an actor, an actress, battered performer.
Yes.
Yeah,
There's a
he's
lot
done.
of battered performers here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wait till after midnight. You can't be.
Oh, my God.
Sid's not a battered performer. Look at him.
No.
I was. And then I quit for a couple of years. I went back to the gym, got a tan.
Yeah.
But about 3.5 years ago, I was a battered performer.
Yes.
I was Farrah Fawcett burning bed, man.
The tan,
Bed.
the tan,
That battered.
the tan does a lot, though.
Yes,
No, it does.
really does.
It does.
It accents everything, and that's why the Jersey Shore taught us long ago, Tony. Gym, tan,
Hey,
laundry, the
tell
key
you
to
something.
success.
I'm the real Jersey Shore. I do my own laundry. In fact, I told my shrink this on Thursday night. I said,
Was he here? Did you fly him out?
it's a girl.
Oh, okay, her.
I got
her
mine
out.
on standby.
I go to my shrink because I have compulsions, and one of them happens to be I'm a happily married guy, love my wife 27 years, but I have a wandering eye.
Yeah.
So I go, good. Let me talk to my shrink about it. I walk in last Wednesday night, Upper West Side. She's gorgeous. Blows Lorraine Bracco. Forget about Dr. Melfi. Dr. Stevens on the Upper West Side. So I'm like, oh my God. I'm supposed to come to you for help. You're gonna make it worse. You're making it worse.
Here's Sid right here.
I gotta get out of
Well,
here.
what am I
think
gonna
I'm
do?
Lose it.
True story, by the way. But anyway,
Did you say,
I'm
why
the-
don't you lay on the couch here, make yourself comfortable?
I couldn't wait
Can
for her
I
to do
get
that.
you a
She
cocktail?
made me
Sid?
Yeah, can I go face
No,
down? Can I
no
lay face down?
cocktails.
No oh, that's right. You
No,
can't.
mocktails.
Mocktails.
That's about it, yes.
But I'm the real
Not
Jim.
DuckTales.
I told her, I go, listen, I love the smell of bounce. She goes, what? I go, I love to do laundry, and I love the smell of bounce.
The
There is
sheets, right?
something
The
about.
dryer
Oh,
sheet.
I'm with you.
Now that you mention
You're
it,
with
you're
me,
yes.
Okay, she goes, what do you think that is? I said, well, there's something wrong with me, obviously. but outside of
I'll
that.
pay you to figure out.
Right. I go, it has the smell of fresh and new.
Yes.
So when I'm having a bad day, which is almost every day, and I take my stuff out of the dryer, it's almost like I'm starting over.
Yes.
And the smell of bounce.
Fresh and clean.
Yes.
And she goes, I can see that. I go, wait a second, who's paying who here?
Exactly. I don't need you.
Yeah, I don't need you.
Soft, fresh,
But
and
I'm
clean.
the real GTL guy. Gym, tan, laundry. That's me.
Exactly.
Screw Micah's situation.
Yeah, those
Armani.
sons of
Now,
bitches
do you
stole
just do
your act,
tanning
man.
beds, or do you do something like do you inject melanotan
No,
or
none
anything
of that.
like that?
No. But when the weather's nice, I'm out for like 9 hours a day. I don't use the tin foil, all that stuff. But I'm a worshiper. When I was
Oh, you have a
Broncos-
tinfoil hat, though, right?
I do.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
A lounge and a lounge.
That's awesome.
But I'm out there all day long in the sun, all day,
Do you
every day.
use sunscreen?
Yeah, it's
Like
called,
what,
of course,
30?
it's called baby oil.
Oh, is
Yeah.
that? Jeez. Wow.
Sometimes I
Crisco.
put iodine in it, so it's a red baby oil, and it makes my skin even darker. Yeah.
Dude.
No, I'm insane. I'm insane.
But see, you don't have the.
If you turn
like,
the lights off, he's glowing.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
what's
pretty much.
happening.
like the president, you can tell goes into bed, and he has the
white
eyes.
eye.
You don't have that.
Well,
Which is
because
so
I don't wear
stupid.
sunglasses.
oh, you don't.
You're supposed to wear not sunglasses. You're supposed to wear the
Yeah.
little
Eyelid
Yeah.
Because
protectors.
you get eye cancer.
Yeah.
I'm one
And
of
I
the-
had that this year, you know.
Oh, you
Tony
did?
Yeah,
did.
last
Yeah.
year
You
I
had a
had to get
tumor.
surgery.
Is
I
that
had
right?
Yeah, under my looked like a blackhead.
No
and I went to
kidding.
my eye doctor. I went to my dermatologist because I get checked every year because I'm bald. I've been in the sun a lot.
Sure.
And the guy says, I don't know what that is. You better go to an eye specialist. I go to an eye specialist. He says, we're going to have to do a biopsy. So they take the piece of it, and he says it's cancerous. But it's not.
Oh, my
it wasn't
God.
a melanoma. It was a carcinoma.
Oh, good,
Which
good.
is a slower spreading
Right, like
cancer.
this, right.
So they got it out.
Good.
You know, but you're
But it was
thinking my
big.
eye. You know,
Yeah.
it's
They
in my
had to
eye.
dig real
Well,
deep.
Well, I've been asked that question. If you don't wear the goggles,
Right.
you run the risk. And I said, I'd rather do that than have white under my eyes. So,
Because I got to tell you, Trump looks real stupid with those.
well, you hate him anyway. I can tell. I don't even know you, but I can tell you hate him, right? You hate him.
I don't hate him per se.
You are a rude, terrible person.
Yes. Hate is a strong word
listen,
because I've heard great things about him from people that know him personally.
Right.
But I just don't like the way he talks.
That's okay.
To, you know,
I
it's
do.
just,
Okay.
it's
That's okay. Look, I'll tell you this.
That's how I talk. Why should I? How am I not going to respect somebody who shoots
Oh,
straight?
You're just like him. So am I. You know, talk politics on the show. I did not vote for him. I voted for Hillary. I thought he ran the most childish, insult-laden campaign. He had 2 catchphrases, the wall, this. I did not vote for him. But I'm adult enough to say this. Thank God he won, because she'd be a complete mess. And with all the nonsense going on with shutdowns and blah, 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 he's actually, I can admit this, he's doing a good job. He is.
I agree with that. And I also feel that I could, as a woman, I could not vote for Hillary because I refused to vote for a woman just because she was a woman when she was such a complete and utter disgusting person.
And now she were hot, but she's not. Like
That's a whole other
AOC,
story.
AOC, I'd vote
like
for
her? You like her?
Well, no, I just want to bang her.
Who's
You know what I mean?
AOC?
Harris ain't bad either. Cortez. From
Alexandria Ocasio.
Cortez.
We both have bad math skills, but I'd still bang her. I mean, don't get me wrong.
This is how it should be decided.
Don't get me wrong.
I'd pass.
You would pass?
Yeah, I'd pass.
Hard
on her.
pass?
Yeah,
Harry?
it's a
Have you
hard
seen her
pass.
when she opens her eyes really wide and how crazy she looks?
She does look crazy.
She
Yeah,
looks
but I like that
crazy.
look. I like that
Yeah.
because I've met many women who are like that whacked, that crazy, triggered, that whole thing. But did you see her dancing? I mean, Staten
That was
Island,
really
right?
cute. To the
dancing
song,
on the roof?
Yes, to the Simple Minds song.
Sandy.
Oh, yeah. Who's coming over?
I don't know who's coming up.
You got a big guest.
Jackie Slater.
All right, Jackie Slater. I'm going to run because I got to do San Diego. You are, and your fans are listening. You're the best radio host on Radio Row every year.
Well, thank you.
You're the best one. I don't
Thank
care
you,
about anybody else. You're the best host in this town.
Thank
And
you.
Sid,
always
we're
are.
kicking you out.
I know. I'm not in the Hall of Fame.
We held
I'm
you
in
to
the Radio Hall of Fame.
We held you to
Jackie.
we held you to only 20 minutes today. We didn't wrap you up
Thank
early.
you, guys. Thank
Actually,
you.
it was
Love
like
you guys. Thank you.
Sid, pleasure.
Thank you, Luigi.
the great
Thank
Sid
you, guys.
Rosenberg. Let's give him a roaring
Absolutely,
round of applause.
Tony.
I got to move out one Hall of Famer for another Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famers just on a turnstile at this place right now, Tony. Radio Row Friday. Harry's head's spinning, not just because he's sick, too. It's because all the damn personalities. The who's who is here today, Harry.
I'm actually not sick.
You feel
it's like an allergy kind of
Is
thing.
that what it is?
Yeah, that's what I feel
I think my Airbnb, they need to put like humidifiers
Yeah,
in there. The
I
air
need
is
a
so
humidifier.
thick.
Yeah.
It's hot air heat, and whenever you're in a hot air, like I have radiators in my house,
Right.
And so the air is not dried out. But when you have hot air heat, the air gets dry and you get stuffed up, and then you start sneezing, and that's what's happening. So it's not an Atlanta thing; it's a hot air heat thing.
Right. And speaking of thick, I mean, take a look over here, Tony.
This man's a Hall of Famer. I know a lot of Hall of Famers,
Right.
but one thing about this Hall of Famer is when he left football and became a Hall of Famer, he came into the broadcast profession, and I got to work with him.
You got to break me in.
I broke this man
Is
into
that right?
broadcasting.
Really?
Yeah.
The great, ladies and gentlemen, Jackie Slater. He was the Rams. Without Jackie Slater, would have been no franchise. Forget Georgia Frontiere.
Now you know why I like this. Now you know why I'm doing this interview.
Forget
right?
Forget Tony Banks.
Exactly right. Jackie,
How you doing,
are
man?
I'm not as good as you, man. Your son's in another Super Bowl.
Oh, but how about that, man? Isn't that amazing?
How many has he been in?
This is his 5th Super Bowl
Wow.
in 11 years, and he tells me about it on occasion.
Absolutely.
He said he'll tell me indirectly too. He'll do an interview, and they'll ask him, I understand you talk to your dad all the time. What kind of advice is he giving you? And he says, my dad only played in 1 Super Bowl, and this is my 4th, or this is my 3rd, or there's not much advice he can give me. And then he won't tell me that. He'll say, Dad, I did an article, read it. And I'll read the article and see what he says, and I know he's taking a little bit of a dive at me.
But that's got to be awesome. I mean, and the fact that your son is not a big – I mean, you're one of the all-time great offensive linemen. You're a big guy back before big guys were the thing and on the Rams. So now you got your son playing against your team, the Rams, 7-time Pro Bowler. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. So you going to root for the Rams or you root for the Rams because your son's already got some hardware?
I mean, I root for the Rams because I played for the Rams for 20 years, and I've been pulling for them for over 40 years. So I'm tickled to death that they're in the playoffs, tickled to death they're in the Super Bowl. Would love to see them win. By the same token, we're talking about my son. And so I want to see him successful. I want to see his team successful. I want to see him win as many Super Bowl rings as he can. So the way I'm looking at this is that I can't lose.
Right.
If he wins the game, hip hooray. If
now,
he loses
does he
the
give
game,
you a ring? Now, is he going to give you at least one?
He already gave me one.
Oh, okay.
He gave me the first one that he gave me, and that was the one that they actually lost. I should have taken the first one that he won.
How about the Eagles? Now, I had to root against them last year, man, because my Eagles were in it, Jackie.
Yeah, I understand.
So you're not holding that against me, right?
No, not at all.
And I had nothing to do with it. Nick Foles actually had a lot to do with it.
Actually, Nick Foles, the Rams contributed because they let Nick Foles leave Los Angeles.
That's right.
Exactly. He was there at the Rams, and ended up leaving. But after that game was over with, I spoke to my son. I was trying to figure out how am I going to console him and all that. And you know what he said to me? He said, Dad, he said, it was not our day. It was their day. They played better than we did. They deserved to win. He said, on top of all of that, all of those guys after the game was over was giving a lot of credit to God for blessing them with the opportunity to play in the game and to win the game. They were giving Christ a lot of credit. And he thought that was cool. And I'm thinking, well, why am I going to be feeling bad if he played the game, lost the game, and he feels that way? So when he has that kind of a resolve and has the ability to take wins and losses that way, I mean, then I got to be the same way. I mean, I got to be, I got to be happy either way it goes.
Great. The Hall of Fame, the new class getting announced this weekend.
Right.
Jackie's got his gold jacket on. He's got the tie with the Hall of Fame. Man, now they didn't have the Man of the Year Walter Payton stuff when you were playing, right? But that's always nice to see on the jerseys.
No, but I'm actually the first official winner of the Walter Payton Man of the Year Award because I was the first time they named it the Walter Payton Man of the Year Award at our college where we went. I was the recipient.
But did they give you a patch, right?
Yeah.
But you never wore it playing, though.
They didn't give me a patch at this particular time, but I was the first recipient of the Walter Payton Award that's given out at Jackson State University.
Now, Jackie, you actually are here representing something that could help Harry Mays because he had a really bad fall.
On a golf course. I had full ankle reconstruction.
And, but you have something here about knees, right?
Well, it's not that I have something, but I'm representing an organization, DJOKnee.com. And what they have done is just revolutionize joint replacement, particularly the knee. What they've done is minimize the invasive process that takes place prior to removing the joint, and then they minimize the prolonged the rehab and recovery period. And to me, that's critical because, I had almost 2,000 teammates in the 20 years that I played, and unfortunately, even though none of them would do it any differently, they came away with a lot of severe knee injuries and everything. And I've been hearing, it seems like the last couple of decades, guys say, I wish I had done this, 10 years ago. I'm thinking, well, why didn't you do it 10 years ago? And now they're doing it because of the growth and the technology and how simple the process has become. And so this is very important. And I think this is kind of news that, we're excited about it as athletes and all that when we hear about these minimally invasive processes and reduced amounts of recovery time. But think about the average guy who never played. I mean,
right.
I know a lot of people that have to have knee replacement that never played a down of football.
Yep.
So I think it's good for everybody.
It is.
Well, the rehab's the hardest part, too. I mean, that's the most difficult thing after the surgery.
Yeah, and I had 2 knee surgeries, and I haven't been told I need to have a knee replacement at this point, but I had to rehab both of those surgeries, and it was very difficult. It was not easy. I remember going through points where I thought I was done playing. I played 11 years after my last surgery, but I thought I was done. When I was coming back from it. So the rehabilitation process is arduous, and it can really make you get a little bit down on yourself and where you think you are. Right. And so if you can avoid that, if there's some process to help you avoid that, I think it's important to take a look.
Boy,
at
I bet you wish you had this back then.
Well, like I said, I haven't been told yet that I personally have to have a knee replacement because I don't have my arthritis in my knees isn't to the point where it's debilitating, where I can't get up and down and walk up and down and stuff like that. But my wife has, and I think that it's good to know that this is in place, and when the time comes.
This is just knee replacement, but even the surgeries for ACLs and MCLs, you don't have that big zipper anymore.
Oh, no.
They go in arthroscopically now.
Oh, yeah. Well, the type of knee injury I had, actually, when I tore my medial collateral, had it not been for the cartilage problem that I had, they don't even go in and repair this anymore.
Right.
Wow.
They've concluded somehow that you can function as a football player without the actual
meniscus? Was it a meniscus?
Influence of the medial collateral ligament, which is the one that lies on the inside aspect of your knee. So, this happened the year after I hurt mine, And I was thinking, dang, if they had known this then, I would have gotten all of my incentives. I would have played, I wouldn't have missed but 4 games, and I would have been back playing. Why didn't they tell me this a year ago?
You realize, Jackie, that now no one would ever even think about being to play 20 years in the NFL? I mean, could you imagine that happening
Well, look
nowadays?
what Tom Brady's doing now.
Yeah, but he's not an offensive
No,
lineman.
I know.
No.
True.
It's a difficult thing to do, to even fathom doing it. But for me, I had longevity modeled because I played when I came to the Rams, there were 2 guys that had just retired who had played 15 years in the offensive line. Joe Schiavelli and Charlie Cowan were both offensive linemen for the Rams and retired. And I thought, if a guy plays 15 years, why didn't he play 16? And then, beyond that, why not even further? So I had it modeled for me, and fortunately for some guys, I modeled it for others. And if you love the game the way I did, and the kind of injuries that I had were not debilitating or ongoing, painful situations, then I was able to continue to do what I loved, and I have no regrets about that.
Well, I have no regrets coming to the Super Bowl because every year I get to see this man and
not
all my
every
other
year, not every year.
I'm here every year. You may not be here every year.
I think this is about my 11th one, counting the one that I played in, because I've been to 5 that my son played in, and then I came to one that makes 6, and I think I came to 5 others where I was working as a broadcaster like you.
This is my 30th, but it's always great to see you, Jackie, when I get to come here and you're here because you're one of my favorite people, and we go back, and so happy. Good luck to your son, Matthew, and thanks very much for popping on, man.
Oh, okay. Glad I can make it.
Thank you, Jackie. Jackie Slater, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a roaring round of applause.
I like the jacket.
That's the gold jacket.
That is awesome.
That's not the.
All right, guys.
That's not the fake one. That's a real one.
Right.
Here you go.
Thank you, guys. We'll be right back. Right after this. Go ahead. Yes, I'm sorry. Here, we didn't go anywhere. That's the beauty of doing this. We didn't have to go to the bathroom. We don't have to play commercials. Although we did have some Sky Energy during the break.
Yes.
Jackie
And
Slater.
Jackie Slater is now going to try Sky Energy, our official sponsors here on Super Bowl Radio.
He said he needed a little pick-me-up. He's been here since early this morning, and we told him, hey, we got just the thing. Doesn't have any of the crap in it that other energy drinks have, and it tastes good, which is shocking.
At SkyEnergyUSA.com. We got product, Harry.
Yes, sir.
And it's always about product.
Right here.
And product placement on Radio Row. But how great is it? How lucky am I to sit here with a Hall of Famer of Jackie? I mean, you're talking about all-timer.
Yeah, all-time. And he was a fixture on that line for the Rams for, like, my young life.
20 years.
Yeah, I mean, think about that.
20 years, man. Could
you
you imagine anybody lasting in any job for 20 years?
Not in this.
Yeah.
Not me.
Yeah.
Not you.
Well, you're a lifer, man.
Well, not in one. I mean, I've been in
not at one spot though.
Not in one spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Spend 20 years in one place is unbelievable.
I didn't know that you guys worked together.
Yeah, when he retired, I was at ESPN.
Okay.
And Jackie wanted to do broadcasting, and the Rams, were moved to St. Louis. So he came up to ESPN and became one of our NFL analysts.
Okay.
So for the first time ever, he sat in front of a microphone with me in Bristol, Connecticut. So I was honored. I mean, I idolized Jackie Slater.
Right.
So that was fun. And then every time I see him, he always gives me credit for breaking him into the business.
That's incredible, though.
Now, there's a couple of people that are asking about the knee replacement, where they could go for more information.
Yes, I have it here.
Do you have it? Are you efforting it right now, Tony?
He's efforting it. Yes.
Actually, his handler took the information away, but I had it from yesterday because you know who else was doing
Jack
that?
Youngblood.
Jack Youngblood.
Yes.
Another
And
former
Jaws.
Red. And Jaws.
I'll tell you what, I'm sitting here, I'm watching Jack Youngblood as he's telling the story of the injury, and I'm looking at Harry, and he's got the same look on his face I do, like, are you insane,
I
man?
was in awe of Jack
Me too.
Youngblood,
I'm listening to him talk, saying, when he said
Here
the
it is.
words,
I got it.
I'm the captain of the team, those are my guys, I got to get back out there.
When he broke the leg,
I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's DJOKnee.com.
Yes.
DOJ.
No,
not
DJO.
Not DOJ. That's the Department of Justice.
Right.
Jesus.
And you don't want to be calling those sons of bitches.
Not the D-O-double-G, which is Stoop Doggy Dog.
right,
He'll
right.
be appearing somewhere tonight and probably smoking a doobie.
Oh,
And
he'll
the
be on
Joker's
radio.
wild.
But
And
there-
the Joker's
I mean, just like everybody knows somebody that has cancer, everybody knows somebody that has horrible knee issues.
Yeah.
Has
I mean,
problems.
hip replacements, a lot of joint replacement
right.
stuff, and it's revolutionary
And
now.
so go to djoknee.com and find out more.
DJOKnee.com.
Right.
Yes.
As
Not-
Shakira taught us, the hips don't lie, Tony.
No, the
They
hips
never
don't lie. Now to do the knees. And Harry's Harry's
Harry's like,
ankle,
what's going
ankle
on?
doesn't
Or the
lie
ankle.
either.
Yeah.
So how many breaks in the ankle, Harry?
2. I broke
And
both bones.
they had to go in and put screws and plates and stuff in there,
screws,
right?
cut
So when
on
you
both
go through
sides.
security here, does it go
No,
off?
it doesn't, actually.
So it's not that bad. Then.
No, I mean, it's
bad.
made out of something that doesn't set off the
Oh,
alarms.
okay.
So it's not titanium or something.
I don't know what it is.
Dude, that thing's going to kill somebody sometime.
No, she
Yeah.
kicked the whole thing. They got product. They got food. Look at this.
Oh, yeah.
Where?
She's got plates of food.
They always have food and beverages when
When
we're
we're on.
working.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly, when we're
Yeah.
working. Not to mention the fact that we get here at 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning when coffee and breakfast should be
Yeah.
served.
There's no
It's
coffee.
over. There's nothing. And Harry was here before we were today.
How do you not have coffee available until
again,
1
yeah.
p.m.?
Well, here's
And
what Robin
I know.
said.
Well, I know what people are going to say. Oh, you guys are complaining.
That's not-
Go to a job and then not have coffee available.
Right.
It's not just that, but Robin made the point of saying, how do you not have coffee available for the media people who are here all hours of the night getting this stuff ready so they can go live in the morning?
Exactly.
They need coffee.
Thank
we
God
need
we
it.
brought Sky Energy.
I mean, there's not enough edibles to go around.
Yeah.
If we didn't bring Sky Energy,
We'd be screwed.
I wouldn't have any kind of vitality.
Are there any more edibles?
We have
Or
some.
did you-
At
yeah?
the house, yeah.
Do we have them
man.
here with us
No,
today?
they're back in the
Well,
they're
that's
back
too
at
bad.
the Airbnb.
Dude, they were great. We get the extended release at home, too.
Oh, yeah?
Dude.
Harry, not for nothing, like, because Robin was saying this, and we're going to get back to Sky in a second, but she was saying how she saw a change in me as I was a little bit more relaxed. I'm someone who has severe anxiety, like I take medication for it. Dude, it chilled me the hell out.
Yeah?
It completely chilled me out, man.
Yeah.
It chilled Tony out to a next level, though, because a couple
Yeah, it might have chilled Tony out a little too much, but Luigi, it was like, wow, I need to be just like, here's your gummy.
Yeah, here's your
Here's your
gummy.
gummy.
Here's your thanks, Mom.
Forget Flintstones vitamins. Take a gummy.
Take Kyle Turley's edibles and you'll
Take
be
edibles.
fine.
Speaking of edibles.
Exactly.
That's edible
Wow.
right there, bro.
There's a lot of edibles
Yes.
walking around today here on Radio Row.
Backstreet's back. You ain't kidding, right, Tony?
And the Backstreet Boys were here earlier,
They
right?
were. They're still
they
here.
were.
Are they still here?
They're still here.
Who was in the Backstreet
I couldn't
Boys?
pick them out of a lineup.
Yeah, it was easy.
I think
Oh,
a couple of them were in lineups.
They were?
Now, who were the Backstreet
A lot
Boys?
of
Rob?
makeup. Lot
Really?
of, yeah,
Well, those
lot
guys are
of
older
makeup.
than me now.
They are.
No, who were the Backstreet Boys? There was who was the famous
Was
one?
Wahlberg
That
in
was
it?
Nick.
That was Danny Wahlberg, right?
No,
Donnie
no,
Wahlberg.
that's New Kids on the
Oh,
Block.
I
that's-
can't these
see,
boy
I
bands.
get them
There's
all
too
mixed
many
up.
of them.
Like Nick Lachey. I know Nick Lachey.
That's
I
98
met him.
Degrees.
That's 98 Degrees.
How do you know all this?
I grew up in the 90s, dude.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad I grew up in the 70s.
I'm glad
That's how I
grew
got
up-
laid back then.
I'm
Man.
glad
You
I
had to
got-
know. You had to know this stuff, all right?
I grew up in the 60s when protesting was legit
And love was free.
and love was free.
Well, when we were in the media room, we're sitting around a couple of us guys. We finally all looked around and said, we don't ever protest about anything.
Not like you just find out that you're getting the Super Bowl last week, and whoever's in charge of
Not
the
like
food
breaking
services
news.
here, it's like, why can't every city do the same thing?
Yeah.
And how can you not have coffee? Then that's all I'm saying. And I don't drink a lot of coffee. I need 1 cup. Then I do my Sky Energy.
Yeah.
And thank God, because there's no coffee.
Well, and people are asking, speaking of Sky Energy, several people have asked where they can find it. If it is not in your store, and they are adding more and more distribution areas daily, but if you cannot find it in a store, just go to TonyBrunoShow.com, click on the Sky Energy can, and it'll bring you directly to the site, and you can find out where it is closest to you. If you can't find it, and there's nothing close to you,
we will bring it to your house.
Well, somebody will. Because
we will drive. I'll become like Uber Eats and Grubhub, and it'll be Sky Love.
It can be shipped now.
Is there an app for that?
There should be an app.
These guys, Ed Luiso, the president and CEO here in the United States, he's so amazing. He will make sure that you can get Sky Energy, especially like truckers who really need to stay awake, but they don't want to get, constantly drink all these really crappy energy drinks that gives them heart attacks. Mm-hmm. This stuff just keeps you awake naturally.
Even Sid Rosenberg is a man who takes many items into his bloodstream.
Well, not alcoholic anymore.
No. This isn't alcohol.
They all end in O.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Here are the Backstreet Boys. It was AJ McLean, Howie Duro.
AJ McLean, Robin.
McLean. See, it shows me. Howie Duro.
Howie's a short guy with the little bangs, a Caesar haircut.
Nick Carter.
Nick Carter was probably the most famous,
Nick Carter.
Yeah.
Had his
Kevin
brother Aaron
Richardson and Brian
Boitano?
Luttrell.
Oh, never heard of any of them.
So Nick Carter was the most famous of them all. He's the
Backstreet
blonde-haired
Boys.
kid.
Yes.
He had his brother Aaron Carter, who went through like celebrity rehab and all that stuff.
Exactly.
Aaron
And who
had
hasn't?
he was a solo artist, right?
Yes. And
then in sync, the biggest guy was obviously
Justin Timberlake.
Who exploded,
Right.
and of all the boy
I hooked up with his girl though.
Of all the boy bands, there's no doubt Justin Timberlake is the standout superstar of any of them. Right? There's nobody else in the same.
He's the most talented artist that my generation. He was my generation Sinatra. Basically, is what he was. He could sing, dance, act, do the whole thing.
Right, he's like my generation's Michael Jackson.
Correct.
Exactly.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He's like my generation's Chuck Berry.
He's like my. Sorry.
That's my Sharona.
That's the Who.
That's the Who. Sorry.
Speaking of the Who, you see what's his face?
They're still on tour.
Yeah, but who's the lead guy who's here?
Roger Daltrey.
No, not Roger. No, who am I thinking
Townsend.
of? There's another guy who came out and went crazy today about the Super Bowl and everybody should kneel down. What was it? Waters? What's his name?
Roger Waters?
Roger Waters from Pink Floyd.
Pink
Really?
Floyd.
Did
Yeah,
he
that's
come
who
out
it
to
was.
that?
Roger Pink Floyd today. Shocking